piano gets so dusty. I've read 3 books already.
How? I'm literally in the middle of Powerless right now and I really like it and I want to finish it, but then I'm like, just like you're not gonna wake up at like 8.
Well, that's true. Hey everyone, it's Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this weekly vlog. I just dusted so many things and I hate dusting because I think like I'm allergic to dust or whatever, but it also like really aggravates my asthma. So like then I'm always like coughing and sniffly and itchy, but it had to be done. Now I'm gonna edit a video, see how I like it. I don't know, I'm not really liking it so far. That's why I kind of just want to like start editing it now and then see how I feel about it. I also wanted to get this weekly vlog started because I feel like I haven't done a weekly vlog. I think it's been since Vlogmas was the last time I did a weekly vlog. So I'm like, time for another one, time to get back into the swing. I started and finished an entire book last night, which is like crazy. And I'm also, I've already read 3 books. My challenge is 100. So we're doing pretty good. I think I'm 2 books ahead of schedule now, which is very exciting. Last night I started and finished The Likely Event, In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, who is the author of Fourth Wing as well. And I picked it up on a whim because it is literally like fiction, like adult fiction, I think. It's not something, like the plot of it is not something I usually would have picked up myself. It's like these 2 people meet on a plane, then the plane crashes and they like kind of bond because the plane crashes, and then like throughout the course of like 10 years they kind of have like a not relationship so to say, but the guy is like in the army, so he like is getting like gets deployed, which is why they don't have like a relationship because he doesn't want to like, you know, force her to like wait for him, so to say. Then he becomes part of the like special ops and he takes this assignment in Afghanistan, and then randomly she's there and they haven't seen each other in like 3 or 4 years, and he's like, what are you doing here? Like I thought you like worked in New York, and like now she like works in politics. And then it's like it's told in like past tense, like it's told in the past and the present, so like the whole time you're bouncing back and forth to see them like in Afghanistan in the present day, but then also like in the past, like what happened and like why they kind of like got in the big fight they got in, like kind of like why they haven't spoken in years. And it was so good, and there's a plot twist at the end of the book that just destroyed me. So I gave it 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars. It is my first 5-star read of the year and I'm so excited and happy. That's what I did, and I was up until like 3 in the morning reading that book because I literally could not put it down. Can't remember the last time that's happened to me with a book, to be honest. So I've also been really into watching Project Runway lately because they put like 1 season of it on Netflix and it's so good. It's so fun. I love to like rate the outfits. It's a great time. I'm in this place now, both in my week and in my life, where I feel like I have so much I want to do that I get almost like analysis paralysis, and like I end up doing nothing. And that's how I'm feeling today. I'm like super stressed and there's so many things that I want to do and I'm like excited to do, but like I'm too stressed to do any of them. I don't really know what to do about that. I thought I would have a lot to say on the subject, but I really don't. I just feel very anxious today for no reason. Hey y'all, welcome back to the vlog. If you hear a little whooshing noise in the background, I just got an air purifier because I felt like it would make my air in my room cleaner and easier to breathe, and so far so good. I really like it, but that's what that whooshing noise is, and I don't want to keep like turning it off and on because then it doesn't really do its job. Why are these so uneven? Anywho, I'm gonna start editing my vlog because I need to see what I have and like organize it. And I just put laundry on because I was like, my room's messy. I need to like do my chores, clean up, all that stuff. I do have another update that I keep forgetting to mention because I keep feeling like I already told you guys, but I quit my job. It was time. I did not want to, I'd always kind of planned on, internally, I had always kind of planned on leaving in the new year. I hadn't really communicated that because I was kind of trying to decide when I wanted to do it. I kind of gave myself, like 2023 was kind of a year of just doing random things, like almost like a gap year, if that makes sense, to kind of do random stuff because I just kind of wanted to like take a break from everything. But then I always kind of was like, I don't want to do the same stuff in 2024. Like I want to like actually move forward, because while they were good experiences, I knew for me it wasn't going anywhere. I just decided to kind of rip the band-aid off for the new year, and that's what I did. It was a very anxiety-inducing process. I'm way happier. I'm very happy that I made that decision and did that. And so right now I'm just taking a break and deciding what I want for my life and what I want my life to look like, what I want to do for a career, like what I'm interested in. I'm kind of like working on my hobbies again, and I worked through senior year of college. Right after I got laid off from that job, I jumped to the DCP, and then literally like a week after I got home from the DCP, I started at Barnes & Noble. So I've never really taken the time, like a lot of people do after graduation, to kind of like sit and visualize and think about what I want things to look like, and I feel like that's very important to do. You can't create the life you want if you don't have the picture of the life you want in your head. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do that, to be in a position to be able to do that. But I did want to share that and talk about it a bit. Making the choice and pulling the plug, I watched like some vlogs of other people doing it, and it made me feel so much better, because I think whenever you like leave a job, it's always such a dramatic experience, at least for me. And it's like, I have anxiety obviously, so I get like super anxious about it, so it's nice to see like other people like experiencing the same thing and knowing that it's not just like unique to me, not just a me thing. So I kind of wanted to just like share it, so that if anyone else is like kind of going through that at any point in time, then they can, you know, watch this and be like, okay, it's not just me. Like I was so anxious about it, but I think when you know, and sometimes you just gotta pull the plug and do it, because a lot of people say they're gonna do it and then they just don't, which I totally get it, because I had been thinking about it for a bit and I kind of kept talking myself out of it, which is part of the reason I kind of like used the new year and did it like what may seem like abruptly to other people but was not abruptly to me, was because I just didn't want to talk myself out of it. I was like, I know that this isn't what I want and this isn't for me, and that's no knock on anyone. If it's what they want, that's totally okay, but for me personally, I knew this wasn't what I wanted, and it was just time for me to move on to the next thing. And I was just sometimes you reach a point where it's like, even though I don't have a next thing, I just know it's not this, and I can't spend any more time doing this thing, because it's taking away from the time that I need to figure out what the next thing is. And sometimes it just does reach that point. That's the point it reached for me. So, and I'm really excited. I have a really like positive, excited outlook on this year in 2024 and just like life in general. So I'm very happy with the decision, but I wanted to wait to talk about it because you need to give yourself time to process the decisions you make and the things you do. But I wanted to address it just a little bit, just to help people kind of feel less alone, because I think it's such a universal experience. Like everyone at some point in time is gonna quit a job. Like it's a universal experience. And especially because I'm kind of like documenting my life in my 20s, and I think this is part of it, like just kind of like bouncing from thing to thing and trying things out. And there's no shame in that, and there's no shame in trying something and realizing it's not for you and realizing it's not what you want. And I think everything like that you do and every experience you have that doesn't work out just brings you one step closer to figuring out what the right thing for you is going to be and what will work out for you. And I just feel like I don't see people talking about it a lot, and I don't hear people talking about it a lot. When I was younger and in school, I kind of got told that like you'd graduate and then you'd go to college and then you'd like immediately have a job and you'd have your whole life figured out and everything would be okay. And that's kind of the impression that I got. Like I always thought like, oh, you go to college and in college you meet like the love of your life and you find your dream job and everything becomes clear and you figure everything out. Granted, wasn't a realistic depiction. Probably maybe I should have known that. But I think a lot of people feel that way, so it's a very jarring experience when you finish college and none of those things are figured out, and sometimes you're like, wow, like, is that normal? Totally normal. Your 20s is a time to experiment with different things, to try different things, to figure out what you want and who you are. Like, you're not supposed to know everything yet, otherwise life would be boring. So it's important to me to authentically document that, but just know that I'm very happy with my decision and very content. That's my announcement, and that's my update. I feel like I can't end the vlog on this note. Alright, I just finished kind of editing what I have of the vlog, and it is way shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I am so not used to like non-vlogmas vlogs at this point. I mentioned in this vlog earlier that I didn't like the way my video was coming out, the one that I was editing. The one I was editing was my color palette video, which is up by the time this vlog goes up, and I actually ended up really loving it. I think it came out really well. The first clip was just really like messed up, and I had to kind of like reorder a lot of the clips and move it around a lot, but once I did that, it was fine. And then once I kind of like got more throughout the week and got more of like a mental hold on like what I was doing in the color palette thing, it like totally came together and worked out. So I'm actually like really happy with that video and the way it turned out.